Hello, you are watching the news. Welcome to our daily bulletin.
Economic ministers of the Association of South Asian Nations meet in Siem Reap, Cambodia. Farm, forestry and aquatic products earned $18.1 billion in exports in the past 8 months. A fire kills an 81-year-old woman and burns down 22 apartments in Hanoi.
The 44th meeting of economic ministers of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations opened in Siem Reap, Cambodia on August 27. Minister of Industry and Trade Vũ Huy Hoàng attended the event.
In his opening remark, Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen underlined that the top priority of the meeting and related meetings is enhancing the formation of an ASEAN economic community by turning the bloc into a market and a unified production establishment. To realize the ASEAN economic community formation by 2015, cooperation at the governmental level is not enough, Hun Sen said. The work requires the wide-ranging involvement at all levels, especially that of the private sector and ASEAN people. He stressed the necessity for the participating ministers to discuss and adopt measures to maintain and consolidate the central role played by the ASEAN in regional and international economic cooperation structure. And he also highlighted the need for ASEAN member countries to continue their efforts in narrowing the development gap in the bloc. This meeting is expected to put forth measures and plans to boost economic cooperation within the bloc towards the building of an ASEAN economic community. It also looks to step up the bloc's external economic linkages through its important partners. Within the framework of the meeting and related meetings, ASEAN economic leaders will hold talks with their partners from the United States, China, the Republic of Korea, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, India, Canada, and Russia. ASEAN Secretary General Surin Pitsuwan was present at the opening session.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development estimated an export earning of $18.1 billion from farm, forestry, and aquatic products in the first 8 months of this year. It says this is a rise of 9.7% from the same period last year. Let's have a look.
In the period, coffee is expected to earn $2.66 billion for the country, representing a year-on-year increase of 26.3%. The United States and Germany are the biggest importers. Rice exports are estimated to hit $2.48 billion, which is down 8.5% from last year's period. China is Vietnam's biggest rice importer, while large markets like the Philippines, Indonesia, and Singapore have reduced their imports. Exports of forestry products in the review period are to reach $3.15 billion, up 19.8% against the same period last year. Wooden products are estimated to enjoy a year-on-year increase of 20.7% to nearly $3 billion. Strong growth can be seen in big markets, including the United States, China, and Japan. Noteworthy is aquatic exports, which are likely to hit $4 billion, up 6.4% against the corresponding period of 2011. The United States remains Vietnam's biggest consumer of this product, accounting for 19.8% of market share. It is followed by Japan and the Republic of Korea.
Consumer confidence has picked up across Asia-Pacific markets as concerns about slow growth lessen in the region. In the latest Mastercard Worldwide Index for Consumer Confidence, Vietnam ranks 3rd in Asia.
With 77.2 index points, consumers in Vietnam are among those most optimistic in Asia. Others are markets of India, 82.1 index points, mainland China, 77.4, and Thailand, 75.8. The least optimistic markets are Japan, 23.6, Taiwan, 25.7, and Australia, 39.2. Indonesia recorded the single largest fall in consumer confidence, down 18.7 points, followed by the Philippines, down 11.8 points. Overall, 9 out of 14 Asia-Pacific markets poll recorded positive improvements when compared to the second half of 2011, with a regional rise from 52.1 points in the second half of 2011 to 57.2 points in the first half of 2012. The index is based on a survey conducted between April 24, 2012 and June 10, 2012 on 11,376 respondents aged 18 and 64 in 25 countries within the Asia-Pacific, Middle East and Africa.
Please leave a comment below.
Economic difficulties has sparked a time of weak travel demand in Vietnam. Domestic tourism figures are continuing to drop despite tourism companies' launch of a number of sales promotions to mark the upcoming National Day on September the 2nd.
With 3 days off during the upcoming National Day celebration, travel companies have reduced the cost of many packages to attract more customers. Saigon Tourist, for example, is offering discounts up to 30% for families wanting to visit Da Nang, Huế, Hà Nội, Ninh Bình, Hạ Long, and Sapa. TravelLink is also taking the same move, slashing prices of many of its inbound and outbound tours by 30%. Despite the growing prices of petrol and airfare will reduce the cost of some tours designed for the National Day celebration, the price was even lower than last year's, so customers can make a good choice for their tours. However, due to the current economic difficulties, customers have tightened their belts. The Ho Chi Minh City-based Luviet travel company reported that it suffered a 20 to 30% decrease in tourist numbers compared to last year's holiday figures. Although I did not see much change in tour prices compared with last year's, I have to manage my current economic situation and will spend National Day celebration at home. A stimulus program, which was jointly launched by the Vietnam Tourism Association and Vietjet Air, had not yet created strong motivation in the market as expected. This year, the hospitality industry has set to welcome 6.5 million foreign visitors and cater for 32 million local tourists. In the first 7 months, which is seen as the peak season for tourism, the industry greeted 3.83 million foreign visitors, just 59% of the set plan. It provided services to nearly 20 million local tourists, representing over 60% of the plan. If the situation is not improved in the remaining 4 months, the targets for this year will be missed.
A fire broke out on Hồng Hà Street in Hanoi in the morning of August 26. It killed an 81-year-old woman and burned down 22 apartments. Our reporters have more.
Thưa quý vị và các bạn,
Witnesses said the fire started on the second floor of a 2-story wooden building around 7:30 a.m. before spreading throughout the whole residential structure in only 30 minutes. The neighbors said there was a big explosion followed by a large blaze of flames. Firefighters arrived quickly, but the fire was only put out 3 hours later because of small alleys and strong winds. The victim was identified as a lady born in 1921. She was trapped in the fire for more than an hour. Located by the bank of Hồng Red River, the 2-story structure was built in the 1950s. It is home to 50 families. The area, which houses 16 other similar residential buildings, has a bad record of fire outbreak. A total of 44 apartments were destroyed when the fire broke out in 2005, while another place burnt down 22 apartments in 2007.
The 8th Asian Wushu Championships wrapped up in Ho Chi Minh City last week, seeing the dominance of Chinese, Vietnamese, and Iranian athletes.
Earning 3 golds, 11 silvers, and 5 bronze, the Vietnam team came in third in the competition. The gold medals were backed by Nguyễn Huy Thành, Nguyễn Thanh Tùng, and Nguyễn Mạnh Quyền. After 5 days of action, China took the top position with 20 gold and 1 silver medals. It was followed by Iran, who earned 6 golds, 3 silvers, and 2 bronze. The tournament drew more than 350 athletes from 22 countries and territories.
Thank you for joining us. Goodbye for now and see you next time.